Thank you for staying with us right here on Good Morning Kenya. And right about now, we get into the Women at the Forefront segment. And you know that when it's a Wednesday, we get to bring you a woman right here on the show who's doing amazing, exemplary work in the field that they are in, just to be able to inspire the next generation of women. Today is no different. I have with me one Abigael Zuena. Abigael Zuena is the director of Finsco Africa, and she is also loud about youth and women advocacy. She's here to tell us about herself, her story, just to be able to inspire all of us, inspire us and allow us to get to understand that, yes, everything is possible when you put your mind to it. Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, Vivian.
It's a pleasure to have you on
here
board
today.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
We're looking at breaking the glass ceiling today,
Yes,
you know,
yes.
because that is exactly what you're doing, literally,
Yes.
because you're into the construction business, real
Yeah,
estate.
yes.
Now, if we can just begin first by getting to understand rather what Finsco Africa is all about.
All right. So my name is Abigail, like you've rightfully said. I am a young woman. I am a mother and a wife to one husband. I've always wanted to say that. And I have been in the real estate industry for a period of 7 years. I started quite young. I have worked my way from being an agent, literally passing out flyers on the roadside, because that's where everyone in real estate begins. You know, these people that you see when you guys are stuck in traffic, they're trying to pass you over some flyers and you're like, oh, you're disturbing me. That's where most of us start, because you really must go through the trenches of hard work for you to make it anywhere, even across any sector. So I started as an agent. Inside Finsco Africa, it's one of the biggest developers doing great projects in this country. Then I made a lot of sales. I was so proactive and hardworking. I was able to become a unit manager. That is when you manage a very small team of people. From a unit manager, I moved to a branch manager, and then from there now I was able to make a pitch for myself to sit in their board of directors. I'm very happy because our boss has really empowered women inside that company, and we are empowered so much so that you're also allowed to branch out, even as you still work within the ecosystem of Finsco Africa, to still do your own things and consultancy. So over and above being a director at Finsco Africa, I am also a real estate consultant, and I help women, young people, and generally the public to understand how do you invest in real estate. Because at this day and age, you just don't take money and buy land. You have to be strategic about how you invest. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck with an asset, and when you want some quick cash, a realtor cannot even dispose that land because you are not strategic enough and you didn't look at the factors that really matter before you invest in the real estate industry. So it's a matter of how you invest. It's not just a matter of putting money there, because an asset can actually be a liability instead of it generating income or wealth for you, depending on how you invested in the first place. So this space allows us to engage the public, educate Kenyans about our market and our industry, break down processes of property acquisition, be it land or housing, debunk any myths, talk about how people have been scammed and how to avoid being scammed, because I know our industry is very big on that.
Very big on that.
But just like any other industry, we can't lack a few rotten potatoes, but that doesn't make the whole industry bad, because real estate, we breathe, live real estate. Even here where we are at in this studio, somebody sat down, designed the building, there was an architect behind it, a QS, a structural engineer, and then people started constructing, and that is why we have KBC here. So real estate is everything, where we live. The roads that we go through, that's land, because for infrastructure like road, electricity and water to be developed by government, there has to be land allocated on it. So real estate is whether you're renting or you own a house, when you go to a mall, that's commercial real estate. When you're going to your office, the same. So real estate is in every part of our ecosystem. And so we really can't escape investing in real estate. It's not a matter of when, it's not a matter of if, it's always a matter of when. And so we are always encouraging people to begin small. You don't need to have a lot of high capital intensive or have a lot of money in the bank to invest. There's so many structures and financial institutions and partnerships that allow both women and men and young people to invest in the real estate industry. industry now, which has made it easier than what was there before. Yes.
Yeah, and I love that. We're going to get into that.
Yes.
I want us to go back to the point where you've literally worked your way up that ladder.
Yes.
You know, beginning as an agent. Yes. There's someone who's watching right now, and that's where they are right now. That's the position they're in, you know, just as agents and all that. And maybe they may be asking the question, how do you work your way up there? What type of grit do you need to have to get there? You know, do you need specific kind of values? Is it you're working smart, you're working hard? Nowadays they say you don't work hard, you work smart. So just how do you go up that ladder?
Yeah. So in real estate, consistency is everything, and patience, a lot of patience, because you are going to market a product to somebody and asking for quite a lot of money. So you must have your information and data at your fingertips. You must understand how to structure the information that you want to give your clients. So you have to read far and wide, understand the processes of land acquisition and housing acquisition, understand the taxes that these investors are about to pay as they purchase this property that you're selling to them. You also have to understand, how do you package yourself? Your image matters a lot. Even as an agent, when you're not still earning money or you've not even made the first commission, find a small budget, look the part, because you can't go market a product worth millions and you're looking like a few coins short. So your image is everything. First appearances are always everything. Confidence, look at somebody right in the eye, talk to them like you know what you're selling. And the best advice I'd give agents or somebody starting out in the real estate industry is also start the journey of investing in real estate. It is so hard to sell something you don't own yourself. Because then it's like you're selling hot air. So you're telling them, you invest here, but have you done it yourself? So, and right now there's so many packages in real estate, rent to own packages. So they allow you to put a small deposit, enter a house, and then the rest you're paying to rent to eventually own that property. So when you begin investing as a real estate agent, it becomes very easy for you to sell these products into the market because you're part of that ecosystem and you know the value you've also acquired in investing in real estate. So patience, because it takes a while to convince someone. And consistency, not disturbing people, consistency. So I won't wake up every day and, Vivian, you told me you'll see the house. So I'll just...
There's a difference between consistency and disturbing
and disturbing, yes. I can call you and say, I have missed you, I just want to buy you coffee. That's another way of me getting you into the conversation. I'll take you for coffee in a space where, you know, you're easy and calm, and then I'll squeeze in the conversation of investment into the real estate industry, rather than always just sending a flyer in somebody's inboxes every day. They're going to block you because you're becoming a nuisance.
You're spamming them.
You're spamming them. So you have to look at what strategies can I use to make this person engage in real estate. And in more cases than I can say for myself, I've closed a lot of sales in very easy environments, so not so serious ones. So in an easy conversation, after working hours, when somebody is comfortable, that is when the real deals are truly made. Yes. Yeah.
All right. I would love to get to understand what got you into this business. Like, what inspired you to get into this specific business?
Yes. I think for me, being a woman and a firstborn of 4 daughters, so we're just girls, growing up, and I know most of us can relate to this, in our homestead, or either our relatives or aunties or uncles, there were always these very side comments that used to trigger us as women. So you'd hear something like, unajua huku si kwako. So when you hear such things, you get challenged as a woman. So like, what does this mean? So for me, I interrogated. So I'd sit down with my mom and I'd ask, when this is said, what does this mean? She'd be like, yo, no, huku ni kwa baba yenyu. And so that got me thinking, then what do I need to do as a woman to have an asset for myself that I'm never in any situation where such a statement can be hit at me? So that inspired me to be curious about the real estate industry. I was able to understand when somebody says this is my home, it means the title deed bears their name. And so indeed they do have full ownership of that asset. And so as a woman, that is the most security that you can have. That is something that you secure for your children and the generations that are coming. And so for me, this became more of a legacy and a mission for me to ensure that so many women get to understand the importance of being part of the ownership documents, because that is the final way to secure yourself, ensure you're safe, ensure that you have secured something for your kids, ensure that you, in any situation that you're in, you can always be strong enough to know and be accountable to yourself to know that this is also my home, and I have a right to this home, I have a right to this property, and I have a voice in this relationship or marriage or partnership and so forth. Yes, so I think that's just a very...
That's what got you into it.
Yes,
and it's quite a powerful one right there. Now, you know, speaking about even what got you into the real estate business, there was a time in this country when women could not even own land. So times have changed. It's beautiful to see that now women can be able to buy land by themselves and own land. We were speaking behind the cameras and you were mentioning that younger women, mainly the millennials and Gen Zs, are really owning, you know, property out here. You've witnessed it, you know, as you're in the business. Can you tell me more about that? Like, is there, like, there's a I don't want to say a disconnect, but when it comes to the younger women and owning property compared to the older generation, you know, our mothers and whatnot.
I think historically, because of the household we grew up in, and those comments that I was talking about, and the kind of things we saw our mothers, our aunties, our grandmothers go through, even in terms of inheritance, because culturally, women it was such a struggle for women to be, you know, to inherit property from their fathers. And so breaking these norms is such a key aspect and vision for the young women and men. So you're finding millennials and Gen Zs, because of the things that we saw at home, it became quite a mission for us that growing up, we must own assets. And so they come very boldly in our companies and they're like, it's me, I'm buying alone. Even the married ones, inside marriage, millennials will come and say, this is mine. In case my husband ever come here, don't tell them. And they don't do that to be malicious. It's because they are aware of how important it is for them to be property owners and to secure themselves and their children. Please remember, women, we're the legacy builders. We are the ones that save during a rainy day. We are the ones that come through for our family. These are lessons that we are taught by our mothers, our grandmothers, our aunties. They tell us, you must have a secret stash. And so what the younger woman is now doing, the secret stash is becoming invested in real estate because they understand how this asset can be wealth-generating assets for them and can secure them now and secure the children that they are about to bear or they are raising up. For our older women, I think it was the culture and the patriarchy, that system that was there. And so they were brought up to be quiet and silent and not demand ownership documents. And that has changed. But I will celebrate what they went through, because it is what they went through that has made us be bold enough to buy this asset and own property in the real estate market.
I love that. I love that. Now, when it comes to investing and investing smartly, you know, as you were saying, some years back, or still some people still do this, when you get some money, you decide, let me just go buy land over there. They call it broti maguta maguta. You go for your broti maguta maguta. You know, you ensure you just have several plots, but you just bought land, but it's there. It's just lying there. So how do we invest differently now when you talk about investing in real estate? How do we get into it much smarter than just buying land that is just seated?
First and foremost, it's to just realize that our market will always be loud. So we'll always be up on your face. You enter social media, land, matu, 900, 4, you know, we are very enticing. We're marketers. So we get out there and we just want to grab your money and run. But there are things you should look at before investing. Don't go with the hype. Don't be carried away by the wave. We've seen the repercussion of making decisions because everybody else is doing. So there are things you look out to, like, one, this land that I'm buying, is there infrastructure that is supporting the appreciation value of this asset? So is there tarmac? Is there water? Is there electricity? Is it a controlled estate? And why do I say a controlled estate? Because controlled estate naturally ensures that your parcel of land appreciates, because people are going to come and construct there. There's a perimeter wall, there's a gate, there's their infrastructure like road. For example, what we've done at Finsco Africa, Thika Grove Chania, put up a big gate, a very secure perimeter wall, stone, tarmac inside, beacons, construction controls, meaning people have a timeline they need to have fulfilled in terms of constructing, so that you're not having a parcel of land. Somebody has constructed one area, then shamba, then nobody else is constructing. Those estates will not appreciate your asset. So looking at the infrastructure that is supporting the parcel of land is very important. So that you ensure that even if you are to sell 3 or 6 months down the line, your real estate consultant will sell it very fast because the value is already there, and the perks and the features of that project are already defined. Other than a land at Matu, it's just bare, no neighbors. How do you sell that? Who is going to buy that? And people are becoming wiser now. And historically, we are a communal country. So remember when we were growing up in the village, everybody took care of everyone. You would be punished by your neighbor when you misbehaved.
They are trying that
now. But we have become so modernized now. But imagine you're going back there. So remember growing up, you would want to live in Runda because of the big house and the big walls. But now when you have children, they'll ask you, Mom, who will I play with? So that's how controlled estates are becoming very popular now, because they get to have a clubhouse, a swimming area for your kids, walking and jogging pads. So your kids get to grow in a community sort of like, but still you still have your privacy. So they get to know their neighbors, because at the end of the day, if you're a mother or you're in a family, you don't buy a home for yourself, you buy for your kids. And so the environment must support your children. And so when you look at these factors, you are able to now understand and pick the right project for you, and even just consult us realtors who are in this industry, because we will always advise you on which project to invest in, so that your money is creating more money for you, even if you have bought an asset that is just sitting there, but it is appreciating in value. Yes.
All right. Now, where to start when it comes to matters due diligence? Because as we mentioned at the beginning, the real estate business has gotten so many people getting duped. You know, so when it comes to matters due diligence, what are the right steps to follow?
I'm always saying this, and I know sometimes we can always want to water down the role of lawyers, but they are such key instrumental professionals in our space. Have a lawyer, and most of them are very affordable. Let them do the due diligence for you, because right now even our systems, and it's very sad sometimes, you hear title deeds papers are going missing. Some of the professionals that can help you to ensure that the due diligence is carried out very well are lawyers, valuers. Even when a company approaches you, ask for documents like a CR12, know who the directors are, know who owns that company, ask for an LR number. That, you know, ideally is what you use to search to see if the legitimacy of a title deed. Do a whole deep dive with your counsel. The best property are always those ones that are also charged by the bank, because the bank has done their due diligence. Any project that maybe has taken a loan with a financial institution, either a bank or a SACCO, very secure, because it means the title is with who? The financial institution, and those guys have done their due diligence. Actually, I love buying property that are charged, because I'm like, the bank already did the work for me. And I know most people would find that skeptical, but it's the easiest way to do a due diligence. Once you hear somebody has a charged document, you can be sure once the transaction will happen and the bank will be involved in that transaction, because ideally they'll be the one to transfer the title to you. So those are some of the ways that you can use, but also just relying on professionals and like lawyers and valuers to ensure that the due diligence is done very properly, because they do have a code of ethics, and they cannot lie to you. At the end of the day, that is a service they are providing for you, and their interest is to protect your interests. Yes.
Yeah, so ensure you at least have a lawyer.
Have a lawyer friend, you know, just buy them tea, coffee once a week, once a month, so that when you need a favor, they're not billing you so high. Yes.
All right, I want us to get back to us advocating for women to just take up space, because that's what the show is about. This particular segment is about. So, you know, one would say that real estate is male-dominated, right? So what would you say are some of the barriers that you've gotten to encounter along the way, and how are you able to overcome them?
Of course, the biggest one being, as a woman, anytime you enter any space that is male-dominated, advances will always be there. But you have to always remember to focus on what you envision to accomplish. Find a very, I call it smart and intelligent way to coexist with these men, but not at the expense of who you are as a woman, because that will always be there. It's actually, there's a way you can use it to your advantage to propel your your ambition as a woman in real estate, because still the biggest people that buy property in real estate are still men, so you're still going to have to interact with them. I find most women shy away from that, and I say this because I've tried to bring as many women as I can into the real estate industry, even train them to be agents, train them to be customer relationship officers, because I'm an expert in CRM, and they shy away. They look, this guy was, I'm like, no, you could have just... So finding a way to coexist with the men but not compromise yourself is an art and skill that every woman should learn. And I think it is inborn in us. So we are women. There will always be men who want more than just what you're trying to offer or sell. And so how then do you navigate that and know that this is something that you will always face in this industry? Number two, of course, it's capital intensive as well, to be a real estate consultant or to be in the real estate industry, because it means you're moving around a lot. So you will need a car. Take that small loan. Go to your SACCO. I love SACCOs. Their loans are quite strategic. Go take that loan. Buy a car. You're safer in a car that you can drive as a woman, and especially if you're in real estate. Start small. You don't even need to take a very big... I'm happy we're learning about electric cars. And they're very affordable. Take that electric car, start moving around, because it makes your work easier. When a client calls you and you show up with a car, they'll be like, yes, you can sell me land or housing. But no, you're showing up in an Uber or in a boda. You don't look so serious. And so that has discouraged many women, because they're like, how do I get a car? But they forget even our own country is running in debt. So debt is unavoidable. So just take a small loan, buy that car. It's going to be an asset. It's going to generate so many sales for you. The commission will eventually pay off that car loan, and you're even able to upgrade as you move forward. The third barrier, of course, is the fact that most women view this as a male-dominated industry. They shy away from it. So they're like, hey, I don't think I can make it. But I'm happy that more women are coming up into this space. We're having women CEOs in owning real estate companies. We have the CEO of Username is a whole woman. And so we're so inspired when we see women now owning real estate companies and spearheading in this industry and making key decisions. We are happy with the cabinet minister for physical planning land is a woman in itself, that's real estate. So we're happy when you see women, you know, breaking those barriers and spearheading this industry in a right direction, because ideally women are always the custodian of property, and so then who better to propel and engage in this industry than women themselves. And even still in line with that, what is the importance of that representation? You know, being able to see there's that woman CEO, you know, of this real estate company, or this woman CEO of this particular company in this industry. What's the importance of that representation for the young lady who's still coming up and watching? Over and above being challenged that and being empowered to know that you can get there as a woman, it's the policies that they make to ensure it is easier for women to, you know, own property. For example, myself, it's very important for me, like on a yearly basis, I push our board of directors to ensure that we give discount for women and we give them longer payment plans, so that, because a woman deals with so much on a monthly basis, your budget is so confined. But if you're able to give women longer payment periods, link them with financial institutions that offer like the KMRC rates that are very good, ensure that you're giving them discount, it becomes easier for a woman to allocate a few coins on a monthly basis to acquire property, either land or housing. So the women sitting in these spaces, because they know the struggle of women and in terms of allocating budgets and money towards a property acquisition, they're able to loosen up very rigid laws or policies within companies or even in the country at a policy level to ensure women are being accommodated enough to own property. And so that, for me, I feel is one of the most impactful things that I've seen women sitting in very key strategic positions that are able to influence processes and policies to ensure women are able to acquire property. What changes maybe would you say you are most proud of so far, and what else do you feel like could be done? What other changes do you wish to see in the future? One, I'd say, as a woman director, I've been able to ensure that every department, there's a representation of women. And actually, what the department I used to run for customer relationship was all women-led. Because I feel women are very, nice as customer, managers and customer relationship officers. So I was able to ensure that there are so many women in each department. I was able to push for policies that allow women even upon giving birth. Like in our company, I really pushed for us to have a lactation room to ensure that even after a woman has come from maternity, they are still able to work productively without the stress of wondering about their kids. Being flexible in terms of ensuring that women are able and are supported even when they need to have late night meetings. So we'd always have forums even with our male agents and just encourage them to always accompany our women agents when they go for night meetings, because sometimes a client wants to see you and you have to go. And so then we used to always encourage, partnership at that level, so that we don't have cases of, something happened to a woman agent and as a company you are unable to explain how this happened. On a national level, I'm happy when we see people like Naisula Lesuda, the MP of Samburu West, who spearheaded for the first time when during the Uhuru administration, women in Samburu owned title deeds. Such a landmark agenda, because women in Samburu never used to own land. Like it was like a whole taboo, but she was able to navigate and squeeze, and you see it needed a woman MP to do that, to understand, oh my God, these women ideally don't own assets. And that day I remember women were crying in Samburu, like almost 1,000 title deeds were issued, and that in itself, coming from a community that is so cultured and it's so rigid towards women empowerment, and now moving forward, the number of title deeds that have been able to be facilitated in Samburu West because of that effort alone is quite inspiring to say.
So those are the things that you feel are big changes that have happened over the years.
Oh yes, and there's one, I'm sorry, very many, through the judicial process, of course, we've had a lot of cases and precedents are being set on how women are being protected in marriages in terms of property ownership. And so we are seeing that women can prove contribution even through care, through taking care of the home, taking care of the children, even if they didn't contribute financially, that is being seen as a contribution. And so even in terms of divorce and property are being divided, a woman has a stake. And so that protection of women inside marriages, that ideally secures, especially our older women, that may not have been in the ownership documents, are now still, the court is, the law is allowing them to and recognizing the efforts that they did in supporting the man to go get the money to buy property. So some of those things are quite encouraging, and we are able to advise even women in our space that even if that is there, still be part of the ownership document, be a co-applicant, protect yourself and your generation and your children, and so forth.
All right, and on that note, allow me to hand you over to Miriam, who is at Uhuru Park for the Rema Fest that has been happening. Today is day 3. Masava, if you can hear me, tell us what is happening today on day 3.
Okay, good morning and praise Jesus. My name is Miriam Odanga and you are live here at Rema Fest 2025, which began on Monday, and today we are on day 3. Day 2 was such an impactful day. We had Lady Bishop Kathy Kiuna, Bishop Felix Funke from Nigeria. Quite amazing speaker. Of course, we also had many church for the second. Rema Fest is just where people gather to hear the word of God and to be blessed with what God has in store for us. Rema Fest was begun by Reverend Julian Kula of Rock Assemblies, a powerful man of God that we honor here in the land. And here in day 3, as you can see right behind me, the session has begun with Lady Bishop Kiuna, a powerful woman of God here in Kenya, lead pastor of JCC Parklands and JCC across the country. I just want to invite Pastor Maureen to speak to us and tell us more what Rema Fest is. And day 3 we are here, there's still day 4 and day 5, and also to clarify that Rema Fest is free. No one should charge you. In case you get charged, just know that one is trying to steal from you. So, Pastor Maureen, kindly join us here. We are live on KBC Channel 1. So you can just tell us your name and where you serve and in what capacity.
Hey, Maureen Washira. I'm a pastor with Ruach Assemblies attached to Ruach Tabernacle. I serve under Reverend Julian Kula, and also we are here because we are the home of Rema Feast. Yes.
This is such a powerful gathering, bringing people together. Yesterday, the Gen Z going home, singing, eating together. Alone. They decided to do another crusade in the CBD. Rema Fest. Who is watching us for the first?
So the word Rema basically means word. 15 years Reverend Julian has been doing this. Would you imagine, Miriam? 15. Just inside the church meeting. Of course, we once met at Lyco Regency. We met at Kempinski. And then now from 20 when now Rema Feast blew up, and we had the first major Rema Feast at Kasarani in 2022. And so Rema basically is a intense prayer, intense word and worship. If you've noticed, we don't have announcements, do any other things. It's just back-to-back word, worship and prayer. And because we believe in the Rema of God becoming active in our lives. And so it's a place to come everybody. No. Ruach Assemblies may be the home of Rema Feast, but would you believe, Miriam, we have over 60 are partnering with us in co-workers. So all the, imagine it's 60 churches, over 60 churches. We have pastors from everywhere. That is why even the moderators you're seeing, they're from, the ministers are from different churches for us to bring the body of Christ. Yes.
Amazing, amazing. And for someone who's watching, like to, could they come to 25, and you're already in day 3.
We still have 2 more days to go, Thursday and Friday. But why would I encourage you to come? Not able to come far. I think our station from where you're viewing from. But the reason why I would want you to come, I need you to come and feel on the ground. I think God is doing when the ecclesia, the church, the body of Christ comes together. And because also significant Miriam in this country, because this is where crusades were being held. So we are back here and hearing the word of God and in unity. Yes.
Day 3 has just begun. Yes. So many who have day 4 and day 5. I hear it's going till Saturday morning, early hour. So what should people expect?
Oh, a lot of prayer, word. Today we are having the Gen Zs. So please, Apostle Tim Wangi will be here. Bishop Funke, Miriam myself, Bishop Kathy is here. Please expect dancing, celebration, victory, and transformation for Kenya.
It's Gen Z Day.
Today is Gen Z Day, the Youth Day. Yeah.
Are we performing?
Yeah, Moji Shot Papa will be. Gwera is power. Yes.
Also a book. We have also Pastor T ministering and praying for the young.
Yes.
Rev will speak, will be ministering.
Also minister. Of course, our father, Bishop J.B. Masinde, is also. Let me tell you, we can't exhaust the list. Yeah.
Expectant. That is the word. Expectant. So I'm sending you back to the studio, but make your way to Huru Park entrance and you shall be blessed. Yeah, that is Lady Bishop Kathy Kiuna speaking. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, Miriam. In case you're watching, as Miriam has mentioned, it is free of charge to get to the Rema Fest that is happening. Today is day 3 and it's going all the way to day 5. That is Friday to the wee hours of Saturday morning. So you can make your way to Uhuru Park to get to be in the presence of the Lord. Now let's get back to our conversation right here as we come back to almost wind up on it. We're talking about breaking the glass ceiling and allowing young women to just be able to take up space and know that they themselves themselves can also be able to be part of making the difference. Now, before we took that link from Uhuru Park, we were talking about the things that you're most proud of so far, you know, in the business that you're in, and maybe if we can talk about the things that you are yet to see but are looking forward to them.
Okay. I think of being part of a very intensive decision-making board, what I'm specifically looking forward to is a lot of alignment of county governments and the constitution. The constitution is very clear about property ownership, and but at the county level we are having a lot of tussle back and forth between developers and investors and the county government, and especially when they want to make laws that contravene or contradict what the constitution says. And so we are always you know, push and pull, ending up in court, which should not be the case, because investors and government should work close and hand in hand together, and especially because we are also participating and supporting government in terms of employment. Government cannot employ everyone, but it can facilitate an environment for private investors and developers to thrive, take off the load of employment, because at the end of the day, real estate has like an 8-tier tax system. We pay so much tax. We're also looking forward to petitioning Parliament and Senate as developers, and this is something on the pipeline, to ensure that county government are not going away from their mandate in terms of terrorizing investors. And this we have faced especially in Kiambu county government, and it's always a tussle investing there. And Kiambu is literally the bedroom of Nairobi. We have to decongest Nairobi. But when we have a very hostile county government that is always fighting with the investors, this is something that you know, is very worrying, and something that I'm very much participating and spearheading as a real estate consultant, as a developer, and as somebody who understands how investors and the county governments should align and work together. But that not be said, we have like in Nakuru County, where we have a woman governor, she may not get everything right, but in terms of developers and in terms of approval processes, she really has set the pace. Again, it goes back to what we are saying. Women do understand investments. And so in women, in counties where women are governors, we are not facing a lot of challenges sitting at the table and understanding how to support investors. Vis-a-vis what we are facing, for example, in Kiambu, where it's a whole man as a governor, and you're not able to align. So we're looking forward to laws and policies aligning from the constitution, us borrowing from the constitution and seeing how we can support investment. So that at the national level we are not getting, we get a lot of support, but at the county level where it matters of approvals, we are really being restrained. So those are some of the things that we are looking forward to, because they will ensure that investors and real estate thrives, which impacts women, which impacts young people, and the whole ecosystem that is impacted by the real estate industry. Yes.
Right, okay. All the best on that.
Thank you so much.
Now, there's the perception that real estate is expensive.
Yes.
You know, like I just can't wake up today and say that I want to invest in real estate. Like it takes a lot, it matters cost.
Yes.
So is it an actual fact, or is this something that you would love to demystify?
I would really want to debunk on that, because we have a real estate asset that are as low as below even 500,000 shillings. And I say that in terms of even just buying a studio apartment, and you're given a very long payment period. We're also having financial institutions that are able to offer mortgages, circles that are able to come and bridge that gap that, you know, people view as very expensive. Please remember, our parents bought asset. You remember when you were going to college or university, they'd sell off land, get money. They did it. So we can't come now and say it's so expensive, and we have not looked at the whole scope of real estate. You can start small as even 10,000 shillings a month, and I'm not kidding. So real estate is not expensive, it's not high capital intensive.
The investments that allow you to pay off 10,000 shillings a month?
Yes. You look at products of, again, a woman, username, CEO. They have these packages where you pay very little on a monthly basis to own your land in Nakuru, and they have a very big portfolio. And so real estate is so diverse. So there's very high-end real estate, and that's okay. That's for the people that can afford it. There's middle-level real estate, and there's low real estate investment portfolios. You just need to sit with the right people, engage them, tell them your budget. We will work within your budget. You tell us, on a monthly basis, I'm able to do this. we will structure the right portfolio for you and come up with the right payment structure that does not exhaust you financially, but also supports you towards real estate investment. Yes.
All right. And we know that this is one of the agendas of the current government, that is affordable housing.
Affordable housing, yes.
So you are also participating in that in one way or the other.
Yes.
And the fact that you also assist with the employment situation in the country, because when there's a property that is being developed or something is construction is happening, then it means there are people who are going to be employed there. So you're also part of that.
Yes, and government has been keen on engaging the private sector and private developers in terms of the affordable housing program, and ensuring that we are also coming up with land that is so affordable for people to construct if they don't want to take the affordable housing program that government is. So they are always engaging us and ensuring and supporting our ecosystem and bringing us on board. They call us for a lot of consultative meeting, because at the end of the day, they are doing something that we've done for years. And so what they're always challenging us is, you must have products that align with affordability. And that is where the KMRC rates come. They are able to finance people below 15 million housing, below 10 million housing, and they are able to tell us, you have to structure this so seamlessly. Give somebody 20 to 10 years. Let us make housing so affordable for everyone. And that kind of initiative is good, because government and private sector understands that to bridge the housing gap, we need to partner and we need to work together on the same.
All right. We need to wind up on our conversation. Maybe a word to other women who are looking to break that glass ceiling. What word would you have for them? That's your camera, right?
Oh, thank you so much. I'd want to tell every woman watching this that you have a right to own property. It can be done, and you have to start with your state of mind. So remove the fear of investing, remove the fear that you need a lot of money to begin. Believe in yourself. Once your mind understands and conceptualizes that you can own property, the action part is very easy to implement. But as long as your state of mind is still stuck at, oh, it's so expensive, I can't do this, you may not be able to progress. So let's start by fixing how you talk to yourself in terms of real estate investment, how you engage with this conversation in this industry. Remove the fear. Let's get started with the little budget that you have, because it can be done and it is your right. You have every right to own property and to own a house, land, anything that you have envisioned to own in regards to real estate industry. And we help you do it. We are all over social media. You can find us, and we'll be there to walk the journey with you as well. Yes.
This is what we call making a difference. That is what you are doing in that space.
Thank you so
much.
much.
It is beautiful to see, you know, a woman who's also paving way for other women to just, you know, take up that that mantle as well, and go and run with it.
Thank you so
just
much.
To finish off now, what does it mean for you to make that difference? You know, personally, what does it personally mean to you?
I think for me, it's legacy building, it's fulfillment. It's knowing that everything that I do, every decision that I make to empower women to own property is something inbuilt in me. It's something I was called to do as a woman, as a mother, and to help women generate wealth through real estate investment. So it's a personal agenda for me. It's a mission for me that I wake up every day thinking, how am I going to help a woman or a young person own an asset? And I do a lot of educative content on social media. I'm so loud about empowering people to own assets and be secure and know that they deserve to own property and they deserve to invest in this industry. So for me, it's quite a mission for me, and something that I want to accomplish, and something when I accomplish it gives me so much fulfillment. So it's quite a passion for me as well.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much for gracing our studios today, and thank you for just shedding light on this conversation. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Vivian.
This is where we get to end this conversation, and I believe that, you know, this conversation has served as wind beneath your wings for you to be able to keep flooring and to just flourish and keep flying away. You know, to the young woman who's watching, you have a representation right here. This is where we end it. My name is Vivian Ndegwa. We do this each and every Wednesday, where we bring you women who are doing great things in this nation. Today's guest was Abigael Zuena, who is one of the directors, Finsco Africa. This is where we say goodbye. Till next time, do enjoy the rest of your viewing.